Tonight, a secret story unfolds in the South China Sea. In the darkness, oil tankers with transponders off meet in silence. Ghost ships carrying Iranian crude to China. This is no ordinary trade. It's Beijing's bold move to rewrite the global energy map. A clandestine oil route is emerging, challenging decades of sanctions and established order. China, the world's largest oil importer, is forging its own path, driven by a hunger for energy and independence. This is about more than buying oil. It's about controlling the entire supply chain, making it resilient to sanctions and threats. These aren't isolated incidents. Analysts estimate a significant share of Iran's oil now flows to China through these shadowy channels. It's a coordinated, state-supported effort. Shell companies, repurposed tankers, complicit ports. Ships vanish from tracking systems, reappearing with full loads. This is the new face of global energy trade. It's a direct challenge to the US and its allies. The story begins with a quiet signal. A tanker changes name and flag. A financial transaction snakes through hidden accounts. These breadcrumbs reveal a larger truth. China and Iran are building a parallel sanction-proof energy universe. The implications are enormous. For decades, oil moved through a handful of choke points. Now China is proving those choke points may no longer hold the power they once did. The world is waking up to a new reality, one where logistics and control over supply chains are the ultimate forms of power. This is the physical manifestation of a new geopolitical doctrine. The scale is staggering, the ambition clear. China is building a system designed to withstand political and economic shocks. The global energy order is shifting, quietly but decisively. The price you pay for energy, and the balance of power, may never be the same. The secret oil route is open, and the world is watching. To understand China's urgency, look at the Strait of Hormuz, the world's most critical oil choke point. Nearly a fifth of global oil passes through this narrow, vulnerable strait daily. For China, this is a strategic nightmare. A single disruption could cripple its economy. The strait's history is one of tension. Tanker wars, threats of closure, military standoffs. Every barrel through Hormuz is a reminder of China's dependence on routes it doesn't control. The risk of conflict, accident, or blockade is simply too high for Beijing to accept. Imagine a city's food supply relying on a single threatened bridge. You'd build new routes. That's what China is doing, seeking alternatives to bypass Hormuz and reduce vulnerability. The US Navy's presence and regional rivalries make Hormuz a strategic liability for China. This isn't just theory, it's a core driver of China's foreign policy. Dr. Daniel Yergin puts it simply. For China, energy security is national security. Bypassing Hormuz is a geopolitical imperative, not just an economic choice. The fear of a sudden cutoff fuels China's ghost fleet and new energy corridors. China's leaders are determined never again will their economy be held hostage by a choke point. The gamble of Hormuz is one Beijing refuses to take. This anxiety is reshaping global energy flows. The world's most important oil bridge is no longer the only way across. China is building its own roads. How is China bypassing the old choke points? Through a multi-pronged, audacious strategy. The ghost fleet, old tankers bought through shell companies, flying flags of convenience, operating in the shadows. Risky ship-to-ship transfers in remote waters. One tanker loads Iranian oil, another carries it to China. But it's not just at sea. China is investing billions in overland pipelines, like the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. Oil can now travel from the Arabian Sea to western China, bypassing Hormuz and Malacca entirely. Pipelines through Myanmar offer another direct route, avoiding perilous sea lanes. China's ports, like Zhoushan, are transformed into massive storage and refining hubs, blending and masking the oil's origin. This vertically integrated system is resilient. If one route is blocked, another opens. It's a full-spectrum effort: covert shipping, pipeline diplomacy, infrastructure investment, all to insulate China from US influence. The goal? A permanent re-engineering of the world's energy plumbing. China is building a system that can't be easily disrupted. The old rules no longer apply. Why go to such lengths? 3 reasons: reduce risk, increase speed, and evade sanctions. First, risk. China sees dependence on choke points as an existential threat. A blockade could cripple its economy. Alternative routes are an insurance policy against instability. Second, speed. Overland pipelines cut weeks off delivery, lower costs, and make China's supply chain more agile. Third, sanctions. By creating a clandestine network, China secures discounted Iranian oil and gives Iran a vital economic lifeline. This undermines US foreign policy, creating a two-tiered oil market, one under sanctions, one in the shadows. China's actions are part of a broader vision: reshape the global order to suit its interests. The Oil Silk Road reduces reliance on the US dollar, Navy, and sanctions. It ties countries like Pakistan and Iran closer to Beijing's orbit. As one European diplomat put it, this is the de-Americanization of global energy trade. China is building new corridors of power and influence. The global order is shifting, quietly but profoundly. The US grip on energy is loosening. Beijing's strategy is changing the rules. For Iran, China's partnership is an economic lifeline. US sanctions aim to isolate Tehran, but China's demand keeps Iran's oil flowing and economy afloat. This relationship gives Iran not just revenue, but a powerful ally on the UN Security Council. China shields Iran diplomatically, making further pressure harder for the West. The partnership is mutual necessity. China needs oil, Iran needs a customer. Iran's continued exports projects strengthen the Gulf, emboldening its regional ambitions. Oil revenue funds Iran's proxies and military programs, worrying rivals like Saudi Arabia and Israel. Gulf states now face a dilemma. Their biggest customer is also their rival's benefactor. This dynamic is forcing them to rethink alliances and engage more with Beijing. The geopolitical landscape is growing more complex. The shadow trade is a masterclass in deception. Oil moves through layers of intermediaries, rebranded and disguised on paperwork. Chinese insurers cover risky voyages, or ships sail uninsured for profit. Ports in Malaysia and the UAE act as transshipment hubs, blending and masking the oil's origin. Chinese ports turn a blind eye to suspicious tankers. The ghost fleet manipulates tracking systems, turning off transponders and spoofing locations. This digital cat-and-mouse game thwarts international monitoring. Tracking illicit oil is a massive challenge for authorities. The consequences of China's secret oil route are profound. A parallel market for sanctioned crude pressures global prices and weakens OPEC's influence. China's leverage as the world's top buyer grows, while traditional producers lose clout. The strategic importance of chokepoints like Hormuz is fading as overland routes rise. The US Navy's role as energy guardian is less critical, eroding American influence. The world is entering a new era. Logistics and supply chain control rival military power. China's oil route is a glimpse into the future of global competition. Supply chains are weaponized. Control over resources is the new prize. The old order is fading, replaced by ambition, pipelines, and shadow fleets. The world's energy map is being redrawn, quietly, relentlessly, and in China's favor.